First off, I did it on Smallville. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with the show. Does anybody watch it or know about it? No one knows. Basically, if you don't know, it is about a show about the teenage years of Superman. And with Tom Welling, that's me on the right, of course. And I'm going to talk about my collection that I have of it. It's pretty extensive. Basically, I love Smallville, and my extensive collection includes of this. This is a case that I have in my house. It's in my room, and I don't know how else to describe it. It's just this one case before that I'll go into detail about other cases I've had in the past. But I'm planning on getting a smaller case for other things, like because I love Superman as much as I do other DC Comics characters, such as the Green Lantern. And I'm probably going to get a smaller case for Green Lantern stuff, and I have other Green Lantern stuff inside this case, so I'll go into detail more. This is the top shelf, top left-hand side. I starred items that I consider big ticket items, and these items include things from the website DCDirect.com and stuff like that, and like replicaprops.com. You'll see the Kryptonite shard if anybody has seen the Superman Returns movie. It's a shard that Lex Luthor stabs Superman with. There's only, I think, 5,000 of them in the world. A lot of these are limited edition, which I think that the one on the right is the Superman statue. There's only like 3,000 of those in the world, and the Key to the Fortress of Solitude, there's like 4,000 of those too. This is the other side of it. This side mostly deals with the replicaprops.com things, like the bottom one's the blue crystal thing at the bottom. That's in Smallville. That's how Clark Kent made the Fortress of Solitude. And there's also on the bottom left-hand side, there's a Superman dog tag. That is a $1. I bought that down in Metropolis, Illinois. That is, it costs $1, and it goes to the Christopher Reeves Foundation for paralysis. And Christopher Reeve, of course, if anybody doesn't know, is the one that most people consider the first Superman in film. He's not the first one, but he's the most broad, because everyone, if you see Christopher Reeve, will know that he's a Superman back in the 80s when the film was. And below that is, I have these, the big ones are the Superman crystals that were cast from the same thing that made it for the movie. So the cast that made the crystals for this was the same ones that made them for the Superman movie in 2006. And on the right-hand side, there's a green one, which is in the Superman one with Christopher Reeve. That was also cast from the same one that they used in the movie, because that one is the one that made the Fortress of Solitude in the Superman movie. In the back, there's a picture of Allison Mack. She's Chloe Sullivan on Smallville. I met her personally in Metropolis, Illinois, back 3 years ago. And again, more props like the ship key, there's a ring, necklaces, a Lex Luthor box, and of course there's a Green Lantern statue that's very similar to the top of the one above that of Superman. And then my picture of Tom Welling and Kristen Krug. I never met them. That's Clark Kent and Lana Lang on Smallville. I didn't meet them, but I have a certificate of authenticity from someone who has the biggest collection of Superman props in the world, and he lives in Metropolis, Illinois. Now this one is Superman comic book number 108. So imagine that was back in the 50s or so, 40s. It's a 4.5 on a 10-point scale of comic books, which if you open up a comic book itself, that already lowers it down to a point, so it's already down to 9 out of 10. So 4.5 is actually a very good rating for the condition that it's in. I don't open it, I don't touch it because of the case that it's in. It is vacuum sealed shut. And again, more other props that you might recognize from Smallville if you watch the show. This side is more, it deals with kryptonite. There's, in that case, the DC Direct case that's right there, there's 4 types of kryptonite. Green, as you know, weakens Superman. Red affects him mentally. Blue will generally affect a different type of villain that Superman is. There's a clone of Superman that's called Bizarro. that affects him just the way pre-kryptonite affects Superman. Gold kryptonite was seen in Superman #2. It took away his powers. It permanently takes away his powers, but of course in the comic book, no one stays dead, no one stays their powers for long, so he eventually gets his powers back in some other way, shape, or form, but gold kryptonite technically robs him of his abilities forever. Last one, the Superman statue of him in that awkward flying stance is a picture. It's basically a 3D image of the first Superman comic book ever made. If you have it similar in your head, but I wish I had the first one. If I did, I'd be rich. But and then I have a couple action figures. These action figures I actually did not buy. I went down to Metropolis, Illinois. I've been going down there for about 5 years now, and I won these at the Superman. There's like a Jeopardy game show that they had down there, and I didn't go up on stage, but they had asked the audience part, and I answered many of the questions, as you can see. Then at the bottom there's a little black, not a black one, a white little square-looking thing. That is a tape of me going to Vancouver, British Columbia, which I've told you guys before. That I went up there in summer of 2008, I want to say, and I saw a lot of filming locations for Smallville, and every time I went to one, I saw it, I recorded everything around me. I was with my parents and my other family, and it's fun to see every year or so, every time I want to go back to it, because I love that vacation. It was one of the best things I ever did. Then there's
In about 30 seconds.
okay. I have a book of comic books, and then the cups with tickets. I saw Superman Returns 4 times in theaters. This is my old case. It was much smaller, and it didn't contain as much as I do now. This is a shirt Allison Mack signed. I saw Laura Vanderbilt and Stan Whitwer, and then one more signatures of their stuff. Noel Neill, the oldest character of Lois Lane, back in the 50s with George Reeve, and she had an unveiling of her statue, and I have one of the bricks at the bottom beneath the statue. But yeah, that's it.